Hi everyone, hope you all doing well. Welcome back to our channel. This is the third video of the entire series for Microsoft Sentinel API. And in this video, I'm going to showcase how you can just install Python and Jupyter notebooks and analyze the data which is coming from Microsoft Sentinel API. Now, there is a very specific reason why I'm choosing the Jupyter notebook, because you can see this is how you can interactively build dashboards, for your different requirements. And if you guys have seen the post on our LinkedIn lately, this is what I have posted. In fact, there are many different components that gets a lot more simpler if you use a visualization module in Python. So we'll discuss all this in a lot more detail, but this is just for your information how you can have multiple combinations of different data sets, and then you can see how things are working. So for example, what is the frequency of a table in analytical rule? This is not something which is shown in Sentinel, but you can build this with the help of Python. Similarly, rule-based mapping as compared to table usage. Which rule is using which table? So this figure might be complicated, but with all this being said, this is something which is actually our end goal, to make sure we'll give you the insights that is helpful in terms of you improving your deployment. Okay. So the key aspects are very simple. If you already know how to install Python, how to install Jupyter Notebook, what are the required modules which are there, let's say request, JSON, and Matplotlib. So if you already know about all these modules, you can skip this particular video. Now, with this being said, in Python also, or let's say for Jupyter Notebook as well, we will be using the client credential flow. This is what I've explained in my last video. And I'm going to use the same machine which I have used in my last video. I mean, there is a dedicated machine which I've shown you, which is a Windows 11 machine on which I have Postman, and I've also shown you for PowerShell. Now I'm going to get started with Jupyter Notebook. Okay. Perfect. So now I'm going to switch to my machine, and this is the machine, if you remember, where we created the script. Now here we have to install Python. Okay. Now I'll go to the default URL, and we will be downloading the latest stable one, fundamentally speaking. So I'll just click on this one, and it will take a while for it to get downloaded. Perfect. As you can see, it's downloaded now, and I'm going to open this particular file. Now installing Python is exceptionally simple. So I'm going to select this path because this is something which is required. Add python.exe to path, and then I'm going to click on this option of install now. And this will take a while, and once it is installed, I'll resume the video. Perfect. So as you can see now, Python is installed. Okay. One more very simpler method to just verify whether Python is working on your machine or not is just open command prompt and type Python. That's it. You can see now I can have my Python script running here, and everything will work as expected. It's that simple. Perfect. So now let's move on to our next step, which is installing Jupyter. Basically, it's something that can be installed through pip command itself, but I just want to show you this end to end so that you can make it work on any machine. Okay. So I'm going to click on the first link, and as you can see from here, we have to install, right? So now the first section is of Jupyter Lab. These kind of modules are interconnected. Once you'll see the console, you can relate this. However, let's keep this exceptionally simple. This is the command that we have to run, which is pip install notebook. That's it. Now for that, I will open command prompt with admin privilege, and I'm going to click on yes, and I'm going to run this command. Okay, it has taken some cached command. Anyways, I'll just clear the screen. My bad for that. I'll copy this again, and I will paste it. Now again, Once you install Jupyter Notebook, it takes a while. I mean, it has many different modules which get installed by default. And I think, if I remember it correctly, the last count was something around 90. Okay, so we'll come to know. As you can see, it is going ahead and installing all these different, you can see it's now showing collected packages, and these are all different packages which are getting installed. So yeah, just for your information, once you install Jupyter Notebook, this is kind of one stop shop for you for majority of the workloads that we are going to do in this particular series. Now, whatever I'm saying is, I'm repeating again, only limited to the things that I'm going to show. You could have, you may have done things which is beyond what I'm explaining here, but my intent here is to make things exceptionally simple and only scoped to how you should access Microsoft Sentinel APIs. Okay. So for now, I'll pause the video and we'll get started once this entire process is completed. Perfect. So it took around 3 minutes for me to get this completed end to end. And now let's just see that if I launch a command prompt in user context, whether we can open Jupyter Notebook or not. Okay. Now, one more thing that I would like to tell you here, that wherever you will run this command at whichever location, once the console is loaded for the very first time, it shows you this particular folder itself. Okay. So let me just show you this. So I'm going to now type Jupyter Notebook and I'm going to click on enter. Now the expected behavior is that a browser will open up and then we can go ahead and create our own different notebooks. So I'll choose Google Chrome and I will say okay. Perfect. So the very first console is here and I can just click on this option of new, and then I will select this option of Python 3, and the moment I'll click on that particular option, a new notebook will be created in the same location. Okay. Now let me just show you this first. You can see this. This is the file which just got created the moment we clicked on new notebook. Now, as a practice, what I typically do is I save it first. So let's say we are going to perform some analysis when it comes to Sentinel. Okay. So I will say save notebook as, and then here I will say, let's say Microsoft Sentinel and first. Let's say I'll keep it as first notebook. Okay. I will save it and then I will close the one which was open before. And then from here, I do this. So this is something which I do. Maybe you have some better way of doing this, but it's fine. The intent here is to make you understand how the API part works. So now let's get started with some very basic script, which I can show you right away. And it is something with which I can request a token, an enter ID token, and fundamentally I will be using this client credential flow itself. Okay. Now, however, while we go ahead and perform this action, we may get a prompt that a particular module is not available. So in this case, the intent here is to make you understand that if at all there is any module which is missing, we can just go ahead and install it through command prompt itself. And obviously that is something which I will be showing you in a lot more detail. So perfect. You can see it is showing me that no module named as pandas was found. As of now, just ignore this particular script. I will explain this in a lot more detail. But let's just do something. Here I will go and say pip install pandas. Perfect. So it took around 2 minutes for this particular module to get installed. Maybe something wrong with my machine. It's not behaving properly. But anyways, So now the module is installed, and I'll go back to my notebook, and here I'm just going to say run this again. Now it shows me matplotlib is not available. Okay, so the idea here is exceptionally simple. I am doing all this intentionally just to make sure that you get the crux, that if at all there is something that you see on our GitHub repo. So yeah, one more thing that I would like to add, that all these scripts that I'm showing you, I have added them in our GitHub repo. If you are advanced skill set member, please send an email to learnconceptswork@gmail.com and you will get the access to all the scripts. Okay, be it PowerShell, be it Python, and be it anything that I'm going to cover in this particular series. Okay, now I'll come back here and again, I'll run it. Let's wait for a while. So this star here that you see, it basically means that the script is running. So now it shows the count for, this count is basically the number of times you have initiated the script to run. And one more thing which I can tell you, that you can just click on shift and enter and it will initiate the execution again. Okay, so now I'll add just one more small section here, and then let's just do something. I'll remove this for now, and here, just to let you know, I'm trying to query all the analytical rules. Okay, I'll do this, and now the data frame will be loaded, you can see. Okay, so these are all analytical rules that exist in my Sentinel workspace. Fundamentally, I'm using pandas, and I'm sending the response which I'm getting as the data frame itself. Now again, with all this being said, I'm going to explain all this line by line as we move along in this particular playlist. The intent here is to make you understand that how you should install Python and how we are going to use Jupyter Notebook to create all these different data visualization, or let's say reports or insights, or how we will find gaps in terms of the deployment. Okay, so this was all about knowing how to access or how to prepare your machine to access Microsoft Sentinel API through Python. In the next video, I'm going to get started with accessing data connector information or data connector data through Microsoft Sentinel API. Now, from this particular video, we are actually going to see how things are working in a nutshell. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video as well. As of now, we are now all prepared to go ahead and perform all the analysis related to different resources that we will be accessing through APIs, so that we can get some insights. Thank you so much. Thanks for your time. If you think that this channel is helping you to learn anything new, please feel free to subscribe and share this video with your technical community. Thank you so much.